You are tuned in to Iggy's Fantasy and Betty, the podcast that puts trophies on your mantle and money in your pocket. Now, your host, coming to you high from the Rocky Mountains, IDP Iggy.
How's it going out there, everybody? Hope you're doing well today. It is July 8th, Thursday. An interesting day out there in the sports world. We got tennis. England people are going nuts about their victory over Denmark. The Euro Cup's absolutely insane. We had Tampa Bay winning back-to-back Stanley Cups. How ironic is it that the place where there's no ice there's no ice wins back-to-back Stanley. There's no natural ice. I mean, there's never frozen water naturally occurring in Tampa Bay. Yet they win the Stanley Cup. So is the world, my friends. You can be in a place where they never played ice hockey, but you bring people from all around the world to a beautiful city, and you win championships. I think I saw a stat 5. So 2 Stanley Cups, MLB, NBA. What's the other one? Oh, yeah, NFL. So of the 5 major sports in the U.S., the Tampa Bay area has won 3, 2 with Stanley Cups, 1 NFL, and L.A. won the basketball and the baseball championship. Very interesting that will come to an end with the NBA Finals. Like I said, Phoenix, that's hard to call them like a small market, but the truth is they're not like the leading market. So, but it's definitely a huge city. If you watch the first game, it was pretty much domination by the Suns. Giannis went out there. He had a great first quarter, and he kind of like petered out after that. Middleton was off. The Bucks, it's the same thing. Like, that's one thing I do agree on with a lot of people. It's like they just do not make adjustments. Like, this is their game plan going in. We're not changing halftime. It doesn't matter if our 3-point percentage is 12 or 13% because we're not making anything. I just don't get it. You saw Lopez started to dominate in that game, and I don't know why they got away from just trying to take it to the paint. I mean, you can see what's happening when they're in there. Bridges is trying to defend. I mean, and the Suns have got it so good. It's like a double-edged sword with Lopez because nobody can stop kind of that big man in the middle. Ayton couldn't contain him. He was the leading scorer. He dominated the first half. But then on the reverse side, it's like once Booker or Chris CP3 get, like, they do a pick and roll, now they're matched up on Lopez, and he just can't guard them. And those are 2 lethal shooters. So I'm going to have to see what's going on. They're going to have to try to keep Drew Holiday on one of their shooters. I mean, that's just the bottom line. He's the best defender in their starting 5. PJ Tucker's pretty good too, but he's not a guard. And you got to have a guard to guard those guards. Wow, that's a mouthful. So I don't know. We're going to be talking about NBA Finals today. Normally, we were going to be doing the overs and unders. Big Ammo, he's done a lot of research, guys. It's really great. We went over some stuff yesterday. Today's just the kind of the day he has. He can't record, and I planned it out that way. So we're going to switch it up to Tuesdays, probably going over unders for season-long predictions for the NFL teams, division winners. I've already placed a couple bets on division winners, parlays. It's fun. It's a long ways out, but it could be fun. All right, it's so hard to hit a four-leg parlay, and I put one together for a 4 that I felt pretty good about, and then I put one together for the division winners that I think could happen. And a small wager could turn out to 4 digits. So anytime you turn barely 2 digits into 4 digits, it's pretty good. But yeah, we're going to be talking about that normally. I'm going to switch it up to Thursdays. We'll be talking about the player props on here. Kind of makes sense. Once Thursday night football rolls around, we'll be talking Thursday night football. We'll be looking at the money lines. We'll be looking at player props, trying to get you some money headed in. Start out your football week with money. That's what we want to do. We want to get on the green and then figure out what we're going to do with our unit bets, risk management for the for the betting. Look at some good bets this Sunday. There were some Sundays in football I would place, I'm not exaggerating, maybe 40 bets, and I'm going to try to not do that this year. I mean, I was in the positive in all football. It really helped me out with the betting, and we're going to get back to that. But we're going to start placing more calculated wagers, higher wagers, and hopefully it pans out for us a little better. But Thursdays for sure, Sundays for sure, Mondays for sure, I'm going to be making bets. All right, so we're going to be doing that for sure. Coming on Thursdays, looking at it all. Player parlays, so forth, and then we're going to switch to over and unders till Tuesday, and we still got the NBA finals going on. I'm a huge basketball fan. I love it. There's nothing not to love, I don't think. But before we do that, just remind everybody about the Kawasaki Kids Foundation. It's kawasakikids.org. #BraveKids. #StrongHearts. It's so sad, man. I'll never forget seeing my daughter, what she looked like, how much pain she was in, just how miserable she was, how miserable we were. You can't help your daughter. It's like the most miserable feeling in the world. And, they get put on a jet and flown 7 hours away. Everything becomes really real, really scary. You just have all these thoughts and concerns about your little baby, and I'm sure everybody else that's gone through it has had, unfortunately, kind of similar stories. So we just need to get research. We got 100%. All the money raised will be going towards the foundation. Okay, we have the PayPal set up. We have the Patron set up. Just donate. And also, we're asking for $20. If you want to put more, if you want to put less, do it. If you put at least $10 in, we'll be selling the draft kit. We're selling the draft kit for $10. I've been getting a lot of great feedback on that, guys. I really appreciate everybody. I send personal emails, and I've been getting responses on there. And I just appreciate it. A lot of people have told me they're already using it for their drafts besides the 16-team league. There's just information you don't get on there, and it's very easy to read. I'm not trying to overwhelm you with the past 5 years statistics and so forth. I have one sheet that ranks all the IDPs, defensive linemen, linebacker, DBs for the past 3 years. It gives you the rankings. And then I have my tier systems. We got about 5 tiers for every position. Defensive lineman, linebacker, DB, quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end, kicker, and defense and special teams, because I play with all those positions. I like playing with a lot of positions. I like making points count. What can I say? But I'm not leaving you hanging no matter what kind of league you're in. A non-IDP league, if you're in a 2-kicker league, if you're in a 2-defensive league, if you're in a super flex league, it's all right there for you. Plus, there's some very important information that I'm not really trying to share on the airways because it's what's helped me win a lot of championships. It's what helps me with my betting. So go check it out. It's my cheat sheet, and I have more than one. There's a couple of them on there. There's a bye weeks listed for every team, just broken down for you. There's a printable version and there's a phone version. So I got both knocked down for you there as well. So let's go, give it a shot. Get some money to this charity league. I'll give you the draft kit for free, baby. It's hard to beat, right? Let's go do that. If you just do that, and we're going to get more going for you, it's really fun, and I'm really looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to playing with a lot of these people. We have it set up for 4 conferences with 16 people, so let's get it going. We don't even have them. We got about halfway full, so I still got over 32, about 40 positions left. Let's go fill it out, guys. We can all do it. It's all for a great cause, and we're going to have a lot of fun. I'm giving away prizes. You can see all this merchandise. You can see this Troy Aikman ball. If you're a Cowboy fan, I'll give you the Troy Aikman ball straight from 1995, baby. And, I got the memorabilia. It's, if you're worried about cost, I got Sports Illustrated, and I got rookie cards and football cards. I'm not giving away all my best football cards, but I am giving away some really nice stuff, man. So get in there, let's get after it, and let's have a good time with it, all right? Moving right along, like I said, we'll be covering NFL next week. I got to cover my NBA finals, though. Looking at the game line on DraftKings, I had PJ Tucker last week, 5.5 points. I forgot to load on the bet of the day to help you guys win money. The NBA finals last game was really good for me. I did really well in the DFS tournament. I didn't get the $1 million, but I did win money. It came out ahead, and that's what matters, right? We got to keep staying in the green. Tonight's game is at 7:10. The point spread for the Bucks, they're both at -110. But the line is set at 5.5 for the Bucks, positive obviously, -5.5 for the Suns to cover it. Over under at 220, plus 185, the -225. Plus 185 is what they gave it's about the same line they had earlier. You could always tease one of those lines. Remember, guys, teasing it is the best way if you're going to put a parlay together. Tease those lines. Tease the over-under, whatever you think. The Bucks didn't play near as good a defense as I thought, and they didn't they didn't make near enough baskets. So with having said that, I don't know really what to expect for this game. It's so interesting to find out. On the point line, Devin Booker's got the highest with 28.5. It's at negative 105. We got Giannis at 26.5, negative 113. Chris Middleton over 25.5, negative 120. The best odds I can find in the points department looks like DeAndre Ayton under 16.5 is at negative 129. Let's look at three-pointers real quick for tonight's game. It's an interesting bet to me. You got Giannis to make over 1 at negative 167. Drew Holiday to make over 2 at over 1.5. Chris Paul to make over 1.5 at negative 195. Brook Lopez to make over 1.5 at plus 170. Drake Crowder over 2.5 at plus 102. The unders, the best odds. Under 1.5, Brook Lopez, negative 225. Man, that's kind of interesting because he shoots threes. He doesn't make them a lot, but he does shoot them. PJ Tucker just to make one is over. To make one is at negative 240. Could be a good angle. You know, if you're trying to just get a for sure positive bet in, bit some money in, that's what you do. For the PRA, that's points, rebounds, assists for you guys out there and ladies out there listening. The highest one I see is 42.5 for Giannis at negative 134. Looking real quick, the best odds I see, that's probably Giannis. Yep, Giannis has the best odds coming at you with negative 134 to get over 42.5. He looked so great in that first quarter, man. And that's what killed me at DFS. I had him in one of my lineups, and then they said doubtful at about 12 or 1. So it's like, well, I'm going to be running errands. I'm going to forget. I'm just going to take him out because he's not playing. Boom, lo and behold, he's in. So keep that in mind as well. Chris Paul's and the CPAs is over 35.5. His line is at negative 113 either way. So very interesting how you can feel about that. Rebound is one of my favorite to bet on. The highest is obviously DeAndre Ayton at 12.5. I think he got well over that. I think that's a safe bet. It's at negative 106. The under is actually at negative 121. I'm pretty sure he got like 13 before the third quarter last game. So let me look it up real quick. I should have had that pulled up for you. But, you know, it's interesting to see how well Ayton blocks out. If you look at all the Suns, they were blocking out really well. And I think what that does is once you get another small forward in there or a guard down there low, it allows your center, and they're blocking out. You know, they're getting big, staying wide, using a good base. And when you do that, it just frees up so much more room for Ayton to just grab a rebound easily, you know, because he's much bigger than almost any of those anybody else out there, you know, and he's young and he's athletic. And, you know, he averages 10.5 for the season, but this is his last playoff games with the Suns and also, against the Bucks and also the Clippers. So he got 19 rebounds last game, 17 before that, 11, 22, 9, 14, 9. I'm probably going to say that's the safe bet of the day at negative 106. DeAndre Ayton over 12.5. He's got to get 13, but I don't know why he wouldn't. You know, especially, you know, you got to keep in mind the Bucks shot awful that game. But he's still there. And Ayton's minutes, 37, 35, 36, 41, 37, 40, 39. He's going to be giving you plenty of opportunities to get those rebounds. So that's what we're going to go with. It's the highest line out there, but I do feel very good about it. Giannis is set at 11.5 at negative 130. Let's see. Crowder's is at 5.5. Brook Lopez is at 5.5. He just doesn't rebound much. PJ Tucker's is at 5.5. So that's kind of hard to look at. Let's look at some double-doubles, another holiday I really like. So they didn't really set anybody's line at 9.5 rebounds. So they're kind of telling you, oh, they're either going to be honest, and Hayden should get 10 rebounds. Nobody else should even get close to that, in their opinion. So looking at the double-doubles, Giannis is at negative 335. Ayton is at negative 335. Drew Holiday, if you think he can get 10 assists, is at plus 116. Chris Middleton's at plus 285. And then we have plus 130 for Chris Paul. he's usually pretty good for it. I don't know if that was a lot of emotion or what. Triple double is Giannis is at 15, and then the player matchups they always do to score the most points on all these. You got Booker versus Middleton. Booker's at -155. Middleton's at +120. Chris Paul's at -162, matched up against Drew Holiday, who's at +126. Giannis is at -117 to Chris Middleton's -109. Devin Booker -139 to Giannis's +110. Who do you think is going to be the best scorer? I kind of think Middleton's going to have to be the best scorer for them to get on it. Like Giannis isn't 100%. That block was a thing of pure beauty. It was a true basketball move. And it's not something to be taken lightly. That takes a lot of effort. But you could also see he would hold back on some rebounds. You could see sometimes on his jumpers that he wasn't getting that full extension. So kind of take it for what it's worth. Giannis can take over a game at any moment, so always keep that in mind too. Wrapping it up with some odds boost for you guys before we just make it kind of a short show. Chris Paul to record 30 combined points, assists, and Suns to win. It's been boosted from +130 to +150. Not much, but that's a lot. Chris Paul, if Chris Paul gets a combined 30 points and assists, he probably hit the double-double. And like I said, you got to be smart with these bets. So the 150 parlay is there for Suns to win and him to get 30 rebounds or assists. But then if you go back and look at his double-double, it's at +130. So if you don't want to quite reach for 30 points or 30 combined points, you could just do the double-double, and it doesn't matter if the Suns win or not. I personally think that's a better bet than what they're trying to give you on the boost. I would go Chris Paul double-double. Yes, it's a little worse odds, but you're not having three things go right. Like, it's a parlay for him to get 30 points and assists and the Suns to win. You're asking for a lot. On the flip side of it, if you feel good about Giannis, their boost for him is Giannis to score 25 or more points and the Bucks to win. That's at 380. Giannis should score 25 points. I just don't know. To be honest with you, I just don't know if the Bucks are going to pull this one off. That's the hard part for me. Maybe it's worth the bet. Place a unit on it. If it hits, it hits. If you got a small unit, whatever your unit may be, just if you feel good about the Bucks winning today, I think Giannis can get 25 points. Okay, and then splash Jay Crowder, the three-man, the defensive man, and the three-man to record 3+ made threes, +110. Ex-Maverick, man, I always kind of liked Jay Crowder. I always thought he was underrated, bounced around from team to team. But there's your boost, man. Looking at it right there, nothing hardly to kind of go off of with just one game in this series. The Suns have beat them, I think, every game this year that they played. I think they were 2-0 in the regular season, and that was in the final. Chris Paul's a wizard, man. He's on a mission. DeAndre Ayton, I think it's the safest player parlay bet, or player prop bet, excuse me. And it's a player prop Thursday. That's what we're going to be kind of focusing on Thursdays. So I really think that might be our answer. DeAndre Ayton over 12.5 rebounds. It sounds like a lot, but I don't have anybody else even getting close besides Giannis. Somebody's got to get all those rebounds. Somebody's going to go over. It's either Ayton or everybody else. All right, and I'm going to take my odds with Ayton, the biggest man out there. All right, guys, you know what time it is. Got to wind it down. I didn't have a lighter on one of the shows on the previous one, so I was like fumbling around and looking for it. It's making it a little awkward. But tomorrow got Fan Fridays. I'm going to try to do some stuff. I've been getting really more active on the Facebook, guys. So Facebook people, appreciate all you guys interacting, asking me questions, making fun of my takes, all that stuff. I appreciate it. So tomorrow we'll be coming back with that. Normally we'd be looking at football lines and all that stuff, but hey, there's still plenty of stuff for us to look at tomorrow. Maybe make a bet or something like that. Here's to you guys. Y'all have a good one. All right. Peace.